Alright guys, so I'm just doing weighted chin-ups here, my arm shoulder width apart and a pronated hand grip. So the idea of doing weighted chin-ups is basically to provide a form of progressive overload to the body, because it can already do 20 odd pull-ups at a body weight. So you have to throw weight on to build muscle. Otherwise, I'm just training in the muscle endurance like rep range, like 15 to 20. Okay, so I want to be on the lower spectrum of actual pull-ups, so that 5 to 10 rep range, to actually still build muscle. So this really is going to blow up my back muscles, my trapezius, my rhomboids, everything is just going to get so much bigger doing weighted chin-ups. Like, progressive overload is how you get stronger. So I'm just onto my second set here with the 20 kilo pull-ups. So I did this for 2 sets, and then I did another 2 sets of body weight. So I alternated my grip. I went supinated, pronated, and a neutral grip. So this provides a different stimulus to different muscle groups in your back. So pronated hand grip is generally the middle trapezius, and then with a supinated hand grip, I'm also targeting your lats and rhomboids. So just take that into account when you're looking at actually building up your back muscles and doing a back day. And then to just finish off the pull-ups, so I'm just doing pull-ups here body weighted to actual fail. So I've covered off majority of rep ranges, strength, hypertrophy, and taking it to fail on my 4th set. So just finished the pull-ups there, moving into the dumbbell press. Okay, so I'm setting up an Olympic style just to take a little bit of the loading off my lower back, and it actually helps with a full range of motion with the shoulder and stops you from getting shoulder pain, meeting my chest roughly at parallel. I've got 45 kilograms here. I'll move on to 50 after this. So I've warmed up, and then this is my first working set. So I'm doing this in a hypertrophy rep range, around 8 to 10 repetitions to fail. So focus on time and attention, come down slow, power up, shred out. So doing this in actual bench press and Olympic style provides a slightly different stimulus. This is more chest focused, whereas bench press is more anterior deltoid and upper chest focus, where with the dumbbells you can actually work out that full range of motion, and each side of the body is separated. So if you do have muscle imbalances, this is a better way to go. And so focus on this. The hardest part with the actual weights is getting them up and down. As you can see, I'm really struggling here. So yeah, just be aware of that, guys. And the floor, I could have just dropped the weights. The weights would have went straight through the floor. So I had to put down them very carefully. That's when you're more prone to actual accidents and hurting yourself. Just be very careful of that. So here I'm just doing the 50 kilograms each side on the dumbbell press, really focusing on progressive overload and time on attention. So down slow, up quick is generally the best consensus. When it comes to actual hypertrophy and like muscle growth in a whole, time doesn't really matter. It's more so how much volume you're carrying out over a session through to a week. So I was pretty happy with this. I got 7 reps out on each one, took it back up the knees. I wasn't struggling as much as the 45s, as in getting it back onto the rack. But yeah, guys, so you really just need to focus on lifting relatively heavy at the within the lower rep range, around the 5 to 10 mark. So now I'm doing neutral grip cable rows. This is an awesome exercise to grow your back muscles, especially the trapezius muscles. So starting off relatively heavy, I think I had over 100 kilos here on the row, doing like a higher rep range, so around that 10 hypertrophy mark. Just really focusing on going forward and rolling my shoulders forward and pulling them all the way back, so you actually work out that posterior deltoid muscle, so that can actually fix desk posture. As you'll find, the sets may look a little bit forced, but the primary focus of that is really on my lower trapezius muscles when I'm actually pulling that back. The rhomboids and lats get a good workout, but it's this specific exercise will really blow up your back muscles. Like, this is what gives you that solid back thickness. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. I just wanted to show an exercise actual walkthrough of how I logically set up my programming and periodization, and how I perform some of my exercises. Some are it's really just basic, like lift heavy, you get stronger eventually, but as your training age goes along, you really need to work on periodization and having set heavy days, having set lighter days, and having a weekly volume target, sets times reps times weight, and always trying to add a little bit of extra weight on and pushing for an extra couple of reps. Because if you follow Dorian Yates or someone, you actually see with Dorian Yates, his actual volume goes from sorry, not his volume. When he looks at strength and muscle growth, it happens within that failure stage when you're actually fully fatigued and you start forcing reps during the drop sets, because that's where the magic happens in that muscle growth. Have any questions or anything, drop them below and I'll catch us in the next vlog.